said before it's procedure, so I just got to do this every time, all right? I don't think you're going to fight me or anything like that, but it's what we got to do.
Hell no. No, wait, give me a hug though.
Hi,
Your maybe will be one of my last hugs since jail.
Oh,
yes, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Marijuana shake all over your pants.
I planned on it, but I did not.
When faced with the possibility of arrest, some people try to trick the police officers to let go. But what happens when they try to flirt with the officers instead, for not getting arrest? Here is the compilation of a few cases when suspects try to seduce the officers. Starting with the case of 20-year-old Karina Armando, who already had a plan to escape from the police because of her reckless driving charge.
You were over here on Fowler and then on Canals? Okay. All right. Well, the reason you caught my attention when I pulled up behind you is because when you came out of there, you swerved completely all over the road. How much have you had to drink tonight?
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
On July 2023, around 2:15 a.m., Montville police officers noticed a driver who was driving recklessly on River Road northbound. In order to stop the driver, officer activated his emergency lights to figure out what's going on. When he approached the driver, it was a 20-year-old girl who just returned from Thatcher's.
You had no drinks at Thatcher's? No? Okay. When I tell you to begin, you're going to pick up one foot, doesn't matter which foot. You're going to pick it off the ground. You're going to hold it 6 inches off the ground, parallel with the ground. You're going to look down at your foot while keeping your hands at your sides. You're going to count out loud. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, and so on until I tell you to stop.
When the officer asked Karina if she had been drinking at Thatcher's, she denied it. However, the cop doesn't buy this. She was under the age of 21 and also showed signs of impairment, so the cop decided to remove her from the car to perform the field sobriety test.
Okay. Slide your feet into your shoes. What did you drink? Did you smoke some weed? What did you do that you're driving like this?
I drank a little bit.
How much? Like how many drinks?
Like 2.
When she could not convince the officers and failed to successfully perform the field sobriety test, officers arrest her and put her in the back of a patrol car, where she admitted that she had few drinks.
You said before it's procedure, so I just got to do this every time, all right? I don't think you're going to fight me or anything like that, but it's what we got to do.
Hell no.
That gray blob over there, or black blob, that's a camera, and we'll just tell you if we need you to adjust it all.
When they arrived at the police station, she started making the situation awkward for the officers in a playful way.
However, your right to remain silent and right to consult an attorney do not apply to the taking of breath tests and do not give you the right to refuse to take the breath tests. Do you understand these rights which I have just read to you?
Yes.
Okay. Will you submit the samples of your breath?
No.
Karina refused to submit the breath sample and to answer the questions. Officer explained her that if she doesn't take breath sample, she will be automatically charged with DUI and as well as refusal.
Hopefully you could at least get to your bed and figure it out in the morning.
Hell yeah. That's all that matters.
Yep. So we just have to get a signature from your dad before we can let you out, okay?
My dad.
Here, Karina, just hang out for a second here.
Karina doesn't seem to know that how much trouble she is in. She violated New Jersey's zero-tolerance policy by refusing for the breath samples, and she knows all of this because it's not her first time here. She was released shortly after her father signed the potential liability form on her behalf. She was charged with DWI, failure to maintain the lane, reckless driving, refusal of breath test. Although in this case, playful tactics of the suspect did not work, but in the next case, we can't say the same. She was flirtatious, that the officer could not help himself.
She's drunk.
Drunk?
I already called Sam Dorado's my husband.
Okay.
But she's drunk, and she already said that I don't want to get a DWI.
Okay.
And it's single car.
Okay. Thank you. Was she in the wrong lane?
No.
She was on that side?
See, I was coming this way right before the curve. I don't know what the deal was.
All right, thank you. I'm going to get your information in a minute if that's
Luckily,
okay.
the stoplight had everybody stopped.
On January 5th, 2022, officers received a call about an accident. When they arrived at the scene, there were some witnesses present on the scene who gave all the information about the accident to them. According to the witness, the driver lost control in vehicle and hit the traffic pole. She was lucky that nobody gets hurt in the accident and nothing serious happened.
Okay, ma'am. So I'm just going to have to ask you a few questions, okay? Are you able to stand up? Okay. You didn't put your keys on top of your car. I don't know. They said that.
Like, not very much because I ate and I drink water between two Tito's.
Oh, okay. And so vodka?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you for telling me, being honest.
Yes.
To understand what happened at the scene, the officers need investigate the driver. She's honest with the officers during the entire interrogation process. The officer understood the situation, and to clarify things, they asked the suspect to perform the field sobriety test.
Remember your eyes on you. Yeah, put your eyes on your eyes.
She was cooperative from the beginning and performed the test. But unfortunately, the sobriety test quickly revealed to the officers that, despite her pleasant demeanor, she posed a threat as a criminal, endangering the lives of many innocent people.
Did the contents of my purse possibly go to my sister?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you probably don't remember me.
No, I remember the...
I was cuter than this, but yeah. And you had your face mask on, but I was like, that man is so fine.
Officer handcuffed her and put her in the patrol car. And this is when she started executing her plan. When they reached the station, she began flirting with the officers while waiting for the medical examination, in attempt to reduce her sentence.
I'll get you ready to go. Thank you.
Thank you. I think I'm alright though, physically. I'm a felon, not well. Hi. No, wait, give me a hug though. Hi. Your maybe will be one of my last hugs since jail. Oh, yes. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Thankfully, her acting skills did not help her in any change in her charges. She was charged with aggravated DWI and reckless driving. At the end of the day, DUI never gives that big of a sentence, at least not compared to what Amelia Bassoon was trying to dodge as she attempted to seduce the officer to get rid of the murder charges.
I kind of introduced myself out there, but I don't know if you heard me or not. I'm Brian Ferrer with OPD. This is Mike Mareshi. Amelia. Okay. All right, Amelia. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this case was the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay.
On July 18, 2018, officers arrested Amelia Bassoon and her husband, Joshua Ramswamy, for the murder case of Cynthia Stack and Sean Stack. They both work at Chase Bank and use their position to defraud dementia-ridden man out of $50,000. She wrote 2 checks from his account, and her husband deposited them in his account. When Cynthia and Sean started questioning them, they removed them from their way. Officers think that she helped her husband to cover up the murder. The interrogation started lightly and humorously, but quickly became the most intense case ever seen. The detective started the investigation of the case by giving Amelia some information and reading her rights.
He's lucky, you know, those arteries and stuff.
Artery,
in there. Yeah.
like the bullet went around the bone and around the artery, through and through.
Jeez, that's lucky.
I know, he's great.
How long you guys been married?
It'll be a year in September.
Oh, okay.
It's already clear that Amelia raised her voice and started talking timidly. As the interrogation moves further, she starts showing more and more flirty signs to attract the officers. Neck is the more vulnerable part of the body that people try to protect. And here, as you can see, Amelia moved her hair to side and exposed her neck. It's very obvious that when someone feels secure and at ease around someone, they are more likely to tilt their head and part their hair to side, exposing their neck, implying attraction or desire to display.
So, but I can't tell her what her dad told me. Like, I can't tell her, like, what the severity of, like, what was going on, or what the checks were for, or, like, I can only give her so much. I can't give her any information, really.
The purpose of this interrogation is to uncover the details and determine the role she played in the murder. She initially appeared open and honest, but after finishing her account, she raised her shoulder, hunched over slightly, and crossed her arms. These movements indicate that she is trying to protect herself, and S.E. is clearly feeling uncomfortable now.
But he didn't want to give him $50,000?
He didn't want to give him the funds right then and there.
Listen, Amelia, listen. At a certain point in time, you have to move past it, right? He's a nice guy, and I'm sure you really do care about him.
I do.
Do you see now?
Her answers become shorter and unclear as the detective puts some pressure on her. When the he noticed her behavior, he pressed her about Gerald's banking records. Now Amelia has changed his strategy from being flirtatious and playing demeanor to acting innocent and clueless. In the beginning, she smiled and laughed on the serious questions, and now pressure is causing her facade to break. The detective takes this as an opportunity and press her even further.
Hey, you need to talk. You need to get from your husband. Did I tell you who they work for? And they were going to be in this, not a suspect. What didn't you tell me?
The detectives questioned her for about 2 hours and then left the room. Here, another officer entered the room with a blanket and with a kind, apologetic tone. When the officer entered the room like this, after the stressful experience with the other detectives, it set Amelia's mind at ease. In the start, Amelia was trying to seduce the detectives to get better treatment and also hoped to get a lighter sentence. If the third detective played with her by treating her kindly, he might get a chance to know what happened.
He told me that he didn't tell me what he was going to do because I don't know the severity of the situation. Like, I didn't know.
I really, to be honest, I really don't know what the charges are because I don't have a case. I'm working a whole other homicide. But I can guarantee you this. The state attorney could give a flying flip about those other charges. It's the first-degree murder charge. And if you have information and he told you aspects of that homicide and you know you were a witness, and I tell you, the state is not going to care about those.
Amelia has now met with the harsh dilemma of her life. Either she has to betray her husband by sending him to jail for the lifetime, or risk felony charges and never see her son again. It's her last chance to make the right decision. The officer used her tactics against her and got her to confess. It was confirmed that she had nothing to do with the murdered, so all the charges against her dropped. However, she was still charged with theft and sentenced to 3 years. This case could be one of the most hilarious interactions between a suspect and a police officer that shows us that spark could happen during the most unexpected moment.
I don't have the insurance card on me.
Okay.
Can I give it to you online?
You get it on your phone?
Yeah, I have it on my phone.
Sure. 52022. And it's Jenna? Come back and talk to me real quick.
Al?
Yes, ma'am.
It's a Biden.
On the 9th of March, 2022, Mexican police officers pulled over a vehicle in Bernalillo County suspecting a possible DUI situation. The officer got that this encounter was about to be one of the most hilarious moments of his career. Officer checked her license and registration and asked her why she was swerving in the lane. She remained calm and honest.
You were saying in your lane that you were.
Well, I got a call from my son that he was worried that my mom wasn't home, and my aunt. There's just a long story, so I was trying to rush home.
Okay. There's only in the car. How much did you drink today?
Earlier.
How much was there?
Like a beer earlier.
Just one beer?
About a beer.
About a beer?
About a beer.
Officer takes her out of the car and asked her a few questions, which she replied very honestly. She was behaving like she's innocent, and she had done nothing. She said that she only had a beer, but the officer was not taking this. So he decided to take field sobriety test to make sure whether she's sober enough to drive or not. It may be coincident, but during the whole process, Jenna kept smiling while seeing at the officer. Seems like Jenna tried to flirt with the officer.
The New Mexico State Police.
Well, why is there 3 cops? You need backup?
No.
For me? Little old me?
No, they're actually here for me. So it'll be paid for by the New Mexico State Police. I'm just saying. I mean, I know that you're an athlete and all, but I once was too. To the 800 mark, you probably would have had a chance.
I don't know what adrenaline does to people.
Yeah, well, I'd have been pumped up too. Like, yeah, we get to run.
She could not pass her field sobriety test, so the officers arrest her and take her to the police station. While being escorted to the police, you can clearly see the chemistry between them. They exchange their personal information with each other and also their relationship statuses. It can be said that they might be trying to flirt with each other, or might be Jenna was just trying to establish a connection with the officer as she can use it later. Despite their chemistry, they both remained professional during the entire procedure.
Like blow up a balloon, you know how big a balloon is?
Well,
Take a deep
I have
breath.
an idea in my mind and it seems weird, sorry.
Okay, don't let it be weird. You're not blowing a feather off your hand. Blow a balloon up. A nice big breath.
I'm doing my best for you.
Thank you. Harder. Nope. Nope. Keep that tone going. Keep going. Harder. Nope.
It's time for taking the breath sample, and Jenna could not make. The officer took her breath sample many times. Each time Jenna laughed or giggled and was unable to perform the test. She could not control her feelings towards the officer, and it can seem through her actions and expressions, but the officer remained composed and did not respond to her. She even indirectly invited the officer for a date, but the officer didn't respond. At the end, nothing worked for her, and she had to spend the night in the jail. But wait for the next case where a woman flirts with the officer after getting arrested for DUI.
How much did we drink?
Just a little bit. Just like 2 beers.
You had more than that. No. Let's just, honesty's gonna work with you.
I'm honest with you. I took a few beers.
You hit the car all the way over there, and you ended up over here.
On May 23, 2021, law enforcement officers encountered a suspect who was clearly seemed intoxicated, allegedly involved in a hit-and-run case in Kenilworth. When questioned by the officers why she had left, she responded politely that she was going home. She maintained a friendly demeanor, attempting to appear innocent and unaware of the situation.
How much did we drink?
Just a little bit. Just like 2 beers.
You had more than that.
No.
Well, you're not even close to union.
The officer observed the signs of intoxication and inquired about the amount she had consumed. She responded in a very pleasant manner, stating that she had only 2 beers.
You hit a parked car all the way over there, and you were trying to run.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you through a couple field sobriety tests, because I think you are...
The officer was not convinced by her initial answer, so decided to perform the field sobriety test. And just before the test, she admitted that she had 3 beers. Due to her impaired state and slurred speech, officer understood that she had more than that, and again her answer changed, stating that she had a few drinks. How much she didn't know.
We're almost done, come on.
My contacts
I
are
got
blurry.
you, I got you. You were under arrest for driving while intoxicated, okay?
Officer took a few tests. She was drunk enough that she could not convince the officer. The officer arrests her for driving while intoxicated and put her in the back of the patrol car.
Where do you work?
Neptune.
What's the name of the place?
The Waverly at Neptune.
Okay, is it a bar?
No.
What is it?
It's an apartment community.
Apartment community, what do you do there?
I'm the leasing consultant.
Okay, where were you drinking?
Headliners.
Headliners?
She works as a consultant at Neptune. Waverly, that is an apartment community. and just returned from Headliners, where she drank. Throughout the encounter, she displayed flirtatious behavior to attract the officers. However, their focus remained on ensuring public safety and enforcing law, regardless of her attempts at manipulation. She faced charges driving while intoxicated and leaving the scene of an accident. The next case could be more interesting, where a 21-year-old was arrested for driving under the influence.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. You have a driver's license with you? Okay. You know why I'm stopping you?
Not any idea. I have a lot of papers in here, like mainly tire stamps.
Okay.
On February 10th, 2023, at 3:11 a.m., Officer Barr from the Tampa Police Department arrested 21-year-old Melissa Seals for driving under the influence. The incident happened when officers stopped Melissa for running a red light at Howard and Kennedy. After pulling her over, officer noticed marijuana and an assortment of drugs in her vehicle.
It's okay. How much have you had to drink tonight?
I haven't drinking.
Okay. What about marijuana use? You smoked marijuana recently?
No.
Okay. So you got marijuana shake all over your
Yeah,
pants.
I planned on it, but I didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Officer checked her registration and inquired about her recent alcohol and marijuana consumption. She denied of drinking or smoking marijuana. Her signs of impairments and slurred speech prompt the officer to conduct the field sobriety test. During the test, she struggled with the balance and coordination that confirmed the officer about suspicions of being impairment.
Put both your arms back together like they're praying, just like this, okay? So hold them together. Don't interlace your fingers quite yet. Just hold them like that where you're praying, okay? We are going to go down to the jail, okay? And I'm going to ask you to do a breath test when we get there, okay?
The officer asked Melissa if she had anything illegal with her or in the car, but she denied. So, he put handcuffs on her and informed her that she was being arrested for DUI and will be escorted to jail for further investigation. She was reluctant to comply with arrest and asked the officer that he can check her medications for the confirmation. Later, she was told that her medicines might affect her driving safely.
Do you have anything on you? No. Not at all? You didn't forget about a pill or a little bit of weed or anything?
No, nothing illegal in my pockets. No.
Even if they're prescription pills, we need.
No, I have nothing illegal in my pockets. Nothing on me.
The female officer arrived at the scene and searched Melissa in case if she was having something. They searched her car and took all the valuables before it was towed.
That's good right there. Yes. Come on now. Go ahead and go to the right so I can open this next door.
After arrest, when she was being escorted to jail, she's starting flirting with the officers to avoid the consequences. Officer also ensures her that all her personal belongings will be returned to her. When Melissa refused for the breath analyzer test, officer explained her that her driving license will be suspended for 1 year if she does so. She was charged with driving under the influence, possession of marijuana, and paraphernalia drug.